Hey guys, welcome to the jungle. As usual, we're out here training for the South Thailand Motocross Championship. And today I have a funny drill you guys can do in order to find out if you guys are using the brakes too much or too little. And there's a drill you can do to kind of diagnose your own use of the brakes to see which category you fall into. And the drill goes like this. You're gonna do lap times with yourself, and then you're gonna do, for example, 3 laps where you go as fast as you can without using the brakes at all. See how fast you can go. And then you're gonna do 3 laps where you go as fast as you can, but only using the rear brake. And then after that, you're gonna do normal 3 laps where you go as fast as you can with both brakes. Okay? And then what that will tell you is how much you actually benefit from having brakes on your bike when you're riding fast, okay? And it's also gonna tell you how much you're benefiting from having a front brake on the bike. Because let's imagine, for example, that you're able to do the same lap time with only the rear brake as having both the front and the rear working together. If that was the case, that just means you're not really using the front brake enough. And we're also going to talk a little bit about what that tells you about your throttle application. We're going to have a look at the lap times afterwards, and then we'll talk about that and go through it and see what we can learn from it. So let's get out on the track and do some lap times. It's maybe gonna be 1 second faster when I use the rear brake, and I hope 2 seconds faster when I use the front brake. Actually, those differences should show that the front brake is more beneficial than the rear brake. So let's give it a try and head out there and see what happens. Okay, so now we're done with the test riding and the drill. And as I expected, actually I only gained about half a second from using the rear brake only, but I gained around 2 seconds from using the front brake and the rear. And if you do the math, that will make it 1.5 seconds from including the front. So that's a pretty big deal. If you for some reason find yourself actually going faster without using the brakes at all, if that was the case, then that would mean you would be using the brakes too much. Like you would be over braking and overusing the brakes in your general riding style. Okay, so here we're back at the office and doing some further calculations. And I'm also going to be putting a formula in the description below so you can try this yourself with the more exactions to get the percentages of how much front you use out of your total braking amount, both front and rear. So check it out, guys. If you're on a bigger track, of course, maybe you will gain even 3 or 4 seconds by using the front brake. So you can go and do this drill and then compare your lap times from no brakes and then rear brake only and then both brakes. And if you don't see a significant drop when you include your front brake, it means you're using the front brake too little probably, and maybe also using too little throttle before you're supposed to brake. So this is a really good drill to determine if you're using your brakes enough or too little or too much. So try it and see where you stack up in the results, and then you can adjust your riding accordingly. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, subscribe and click like. See you on the next one.